Cedar Grove Estates twinkled under the December chill, its cul-de-sacs lined with brick colonials draped in tasteful white string lights. Each mailbox sported a red bow, each lawn a frosted sheen, as if the neighborhood had been curated for a Hallmark card. A wooden sign at the entrance boasted, "Family-friendly living," but Cedar Grove was less about sugar plums and more about rules that turned neighbors into spies and joy into a battlefield. This Christmas, one forbidden decoration was about to light up the suburb like a Molotov cocktail wrapped in tinsel. On a frosty Monday morning, Patricia Hensley patrolled Cedar Grove Drive, her boots crunching snow with military precision. At 58, Patricia was the president of the Cedar Grove Homeowners Association, HOA, a title she wielded like a scepter. Her auburn hair was swept into a flawless updo, her wool coat buttoned against the cold, and her tablet glowed with the covenants, conditions, and restrictions, CC and RS, her gospel. From rogue inflatables to unapproved wreaths, nothing dodged her radar. Patricia didn't just enforce rules, she lived them, believing Cedar Grove's charm depended on uniformity. Individuality breeds chaos, she'd lecture at HOA meetings, her voice cutting through dissent like a sharpened icicle. But today, Patricia's tablet nearly slipped from her gloved hands as she stopped at house number 15. In the front yard stood a 6-foot Christmas tree, decked in rainbow lights and silver ornaments, its star topper glinting defiantly. Cedar Grove CC and RS were clear, holiday decorations were limited to lights, wreaths, and small lawn figures, no trees outside, period. The rule, born after a 2019 windstorm toppled a neighbor's pine into a car, was non-negotiable. To Patricia, this tree wasn't festive, it was a felony. The rebel was Maya Torres, a 34-year-old pediatric nurse who'd moved in last spring. Maya had a warm laugh, curly black hair, and a knack for baking cookies that won over kids and grumpy neighbors alike. After a decade in apartments, she'd bought her house for roots, a place to host game nights, plant tulips, and make Christmas magical. She'd grown up with outdoor trees, their lights a beacon for family. When she saw Cedar Grove's rule, she shrugged. It's one tree, she thought, hauling it from a lot last weekend. She didn't expect a war. Maya was hanging a candy cane ornament when Patricia materialized, her breath puffing in the cold. "Good morning, Ms. Torres," Patricia said, her tone as crisp as the snow. "Your tree violates Section 7.3, no outdoor Christmas trees allowed." Maya paused, ornament dangling. "Oh, I didn't know. It's just for the kids, they love it. Can we bend the rule a bit?" Patricia's eyes narrowed. "Rules don't bend. You'll get a notice today. Remove it by Friday, or it's a $400 fine." Maya blinked, stunned. $400? For a tree? That's intense. "Order isn't intense," Patricia replied, tapping her tablet. "Neglect is." She strode off, leaving Maya gripping her candy cane, wondering if she'd moved to a winter wonderland or a prison yard. The tree scandal hit Cedar Grove like a gossip blizzard. By lunch, the HOA's Facebook group, a digital coliseum, erupted with posts. Leading the charge was Gerald Novak, 65, from number 13. Gerald, with his tweed vests and perpetually furrowed brow, was Patricia's unofficial deputy, a stickler who'd once reported a neighbor's gaudy pumpkins. He saw Maya's tree as a slap to tradition, a step toward anarchy. He posted a blurry photo of the tree, captioned, "This breaks our rules. Fines must follow." His cronies, mostly retirees, flooded the thread with thumbs-ups and "absolutely agree." Not everyone waved the rulebook. Tessa Brooks, 40, from number 17, was Cedar Grove's free spirit. A yoga instructor with a nose ring and a minivan full of kid sports gear, Tessa had clashed with Patricia over her unorthodox garden gnomes. She thought the HOA was a buzzkill, strangling joy for no reason. When she saw Maya's tree, she texted her, "Love the lights. Don't let the Grinches win." Tessa wasn't Maya's BFF, but she'd back anything that gave Patricia a headache. Gerald, smelling defiance, upped the ante. That afternoon, he taped a printed CC and RS page to Maya's mailbox, highlighting the tree ban in yellow marker. "For your reference," he wrote, but it screamed snitch. Maya found it after work, her jaw tightening. "This is my home," she muttered, crumpling the paper. She didn't remove the tree, instead, she added more lights. Gerald saw it and emailed Patricia, "She's taunting us. Call a meeting." Patricia, drafting Maya's violation notice, nodded. One tree could unravel Cedar Grove, she'd seen the 2019 storm's wreckage. Maya sat at her kitchen table, the HOA notice glaring, violation, unauthorized decoration, demanded the tree's removal by Friday or a $400 fine, with further action if ignored. She pictured Patricia's icy stare, Gerald's smug marker, and felt her holiday spirit curdle. She'd moved here for joy, not fines. Her dad's voice echoed, "Stand up for what makes you happy." But was a tree worth this? She posted to the Facebook group, "Is a Christmas tree really a crime? Who's with me?" She braced for backlash. Replies poured in. Gerald's "Rules are rules" led the pack, with supporters piling on, "Take it down." Tessa wrote, "Keep it, girl." HOAs suck face with tears of joy. A few neighbors liked Maya's post, whispering freedom. Then, a private message, no name, "Check Patricia's garage before you give in." Maya frowned. Garage? What was that about? She didn't trust anonymous tips, but it planted a seed. At her house, Patricia sipped cocoa, planning an emergency HOA meeting for Saturday. Maya's tree wasn't just a violation, it was a test of her control. She recalled 2019, when fallen decorations cost thousands. No exceptions, not even for Christmas. But as she locked her tablet, her phone pinged with an anonymous text, "Look at number 13's lights. Gerald's not perfect." Number 13, Gerald's house. Patricia's cocoa cooled. Was someone sabotaging her allies, or was Cedar Grove's holiday cheer hiding darker games? Snow dusted the lawns of Cedar Grove Estates, catching the glow of white string lights that hung like obedient soldiers on every house, except number 15, where Maya Torres's 6-foot Christmas tree blazed with rainbow bulbs, a middle finger to the HOA's ban. The violation notice demanding its removal by Friday sat crumpled in her kitchen, its $400 fine a dark cloud over her holiday cheer. Patricia Hensley, the HOA president, sharpened her claws for Saturday's emergency meeting, rattled by an anonymous text, "Look at number 13's lights. Gerald's not perfect." Number 13, Gerald Novak's house, her rulebook enforcer. Tessa Brooks strung extra lights on her own porch, cheering Maya's defiance, while a cryptic message to Maya, "Check Patricia's garage," lingered like coal in a stocking. Cedar Grove was no silent night, it was a holiday war zone, and the next battle was about to jingle all the way. Maya stood in her snowy yard, adjusting an ornament on her tree. She'd hung more lights since Gerald's passive-aggressive CC and RS note, each bulb a spark of resistance. The HOA's fine felt like a punch to her Christmas spirit. She'd bought this house for joy, for kids giggling under twinkling branches, not for clipboard tyrants. That anonymous tip, "Check Patricia's garage," stuck with her. Patricia, with her perfect updo and tablet, hiding something? Maya wasn't sure, but she wasn't taking down her tree. She posted to the HOA's Facebook group again, "Anyone else think a tree's worth fighting for? Meetings tomorrow, come speak up." She braced for the Grinch parade. Patricia sipped decaf in her pristine living room, the anonymous text about Gerald's lights, number 13, souring her mood. Gerald was her rock, the neighbor who'd report a crooked wreath without blinking. But the text hinted at cracks. Had he slipped? She pulled up his violation log, clean, except a minor bulb color issue years back. Still, it unnerved her. Maya's tree was a bigger threat, a beacon for rebels. Patricia remembered 2019, when a toppled tree cost thousands in damages. If Maya won, inflatables and laser shows would follow. She finalized the meeting agenda: violation at number 15, fine enforcement and decoration policy. Maya would fold, or she'd pay dearly. Gerald, polishing his mailbox bow, saw Maya's post and scoffed. Her tree wasn't festive, it was a taunt, spitting on Cedar Grove's elegance. He'd taped that CC and RS note to wake her up, but her extra lights? Pure insolence. Gerald didn't just want the tree gone, he wanted Maya humbled. He texted his allies, mostly HOA old-timers, "We need votes tomorrow. No trees, no exceptions." Deep down, he worried. The Facebook group showed likes on Maya's post, even from quiet neighbors. And Tessa? She was trouble, always with her gnomes and attitude. Gerald vowed to crush any uprising. Tessa, true to form, wasn't crushing, she was escalating. After Maya's post, she dragged a ladder from her garage and strung multicolored lights across her porch, breaking the HOA's white-only rule. She texted Maya, "Trees badass. I'm in, let's shake things up." Tessa didn't care about trees, but she loved rattling Patricia's cage. To up the ante, she parked her minivan with a new bumper sticker, HOHOHONO. Gerald saw it and nearly choked on his coffee. He emailed Patricia, "Tessa's joining the circus. Act fast." Tessa laughed, knowing she'd lit a match. Thursday night, the Facebook group turned into a battlefield. Gerald posted, "Trees endanger us all, think 2019, with a photo of the storm's wreckage." Supporters chimed in, "Fines are fair." Maya's allies, mostly younger families, fought back, "It's Christmas, chill." Tessa commented, "How about we find Gerald's personality?" Winking face with tongue, the thread hit 200 replies, splitting Cedar Grove down the middle. Maya read it all, heart racing. She didn't want a war, but she wasn't backing down. She drove by Patricia's house, curious about that garage tip. Through a side window, she glimpsed boxes, decorations. Nothing clear, but it felt off for Miss Rulebook. Friday's deadline passed, and Maya's tree still stood, now with a tiny Santa hat on top. Patricia sent a second notice, "Final warning, $400 fine," hinting at liens. Maya crumpled it, then got a new anonymous message, "Bring garage proof to the meeting. You've got friends." No name, just like before. She felt like a detective in a bad holiday flick, but the support, real or not, kept her going. Gerald, spying from his window, emailed Patricia, "She's mocking us with that hat." Patricia added, "Ongoing defiance," to the agenda, her patience gone. Saturday's HOA meeting crammed the community center with shivering residents, coats piled on chairs. Patricia stood at the podium, her wool coat swapped for a stern blazer. "Cedar Grove's harmony is at stake," she began, voice like cracked ice. "House number 15's tree violates section 7.3. I propose a $400 fine and immediate removal, plus a review of new violations." She flashed a photo of Maya's tree, Santa hat and all, then, pointedly, Tessa's colored lights. The crowd murmured, some clapped, others whispered rebellion. Maya stood, clutching her phone. "I love this neighborhood, but a tree's not a crime. It's Christmas, for kids, for joy. I checked the CC and RS, we can propose rule changes. Why not vote on trees?" Gasps rippled. Gerald snorted, preposterous. A dad in a scarf called out, "I want a tree too." Patricia gripped her tablet. "That's not the issue." But the idea spread, neighbors argued, voices rising. Tessa jumped in, grinning. "If we're voting, how about Patricia's decorations? What's in her garage, banned stuff?" She winked at Maya. The room froze. Patricia's face flushed. Baseless accusations, she snapped. Gerald stood, this is about order, not fantasies. But the crowd was restless, some booed Gerald, others cheered Tessa. Maya felt a spark, maybe she wasn't alone. Then chaos erupted outside. A jingle of bells and a blast of jingle rock shook the windows. Heads turned as Tessa's minivan rolled by, now decked in flashing reindeer antlers and a roof-mounted inflatable Santa, both banned by the CC and RS. A banner flapped, "Trees for All." Residents spilled out, some laughing, others filming. Gerald clutched his phone, livid. Maya followed, torn between awe and panic. Was Tessa her savior or a wrecking ball? That night, Maya sat by her tree, lights twinkling. The meeting had fizzled, no vote, just shouts. She expected another fine, but her phone pinged with a new anonymous message, check number 13's backyard. Gerald's hiding more than lights. Her pulse raced. Gerald? The rule preacher? At Patricia's house, she stared at her garage, Tessa's jab echoing. She kept old decorations, nothing illegal, but unlisted. If neighbors knew. She opened Gerald's file, spurred by the first anonymous text. A note popped up, an unreported fence extension, dated last spring. Her heart sank. Was her whole HOA a lie? Snowflakes danced over Cedar Grove estates, dusting the uniform beige houses with a deceptive calm. At house number 15, Maya Torres's Christmas tree glowed brighter than ever, its rainbow lights and Santa had a beacon of defiance against the HOA's $400 fine and Friday deadline, now passed. Patricia Hensley, the HOA president, reeled from Saturday's meeting, where Maya pitched rule changes and Tessa Brooks rolled through with a banned Santa-topped minivan, banner blazing, "Trees for All." Gerald Novak fumed over his exposed hypocrisy, rattled by an anonymous text to Patricia, look at number 13's lights. A new tip to Maya, check number 13's backyard, hinted at deeper secrets. Cedar Grove wasn't jingling with joy, it was a holiday powder keg, and the final spark was about to ignite. Maya woke Sunday, her tree's lights casting patterns on her ceiling. The meeting had been a sleigh wreck, her call for tree votes shook the room, and Tessa's minivan stunt split neighbors into rebels and rule lovers. The anonymous message about Gerald's backyard, number 13, burned in her mind. Gerald, the CC and RS preacher, hiding something? Maya wanted Christmas magic, not a detective badge, but she was done being Cedar Grove Scrooge. She slipped on boots and headed to the alley behind Gerald's house, phone ready. If he was breaking rules, she'd use it to save her tree. Patricia sat in her home office, her tablet dark for once. Maya's pitch had cracked her control, neighbors whispering, "Trees aren't so bad," felt like betrayal. The anonymous text about Gerald's lights stung worse. She'd checked his file, a slap on the wrist bulb violation years ago, nothing major. But the text implied more, and Tessa's garage jab, "What's in there?" hit too close. Patricia stored old Santas, technically unapproved, but harmless. Or were they? She needed Monday's rescheduled vote to bury Maya's tree and Tessa's antics. Cedar Grove stays pristine, she muttered, drafting a new fine, $600 for Maya. Her hands trembled. Was she losing her grip? Gerald, shoveling his snowy driveway, saw Maya's tree and gritted his teeth. It wasn't just a decoration, it was a coup, undermining his decades of order. He'd taped that CC and RS note to her mailbox to teach her, but her lights and hat mocked him. The meeting's chaos, neighbors cheering Maya, shook his faith in Patricia. He posted to the HOA's Facebook group, "Vote tomorrow to stop this nonsense." But likes were few. Tessa's HOHOHONO minivan had stolen his thunder. Gerald didn't know about the anonymous tip, but he felt eyes everywhere, his secrets twitching. Tessa, untangling her colored lights, was all in. Maya's fight was her fight, against Patricia's iron fist and Gerald's frowns. Her minivan stunt had neighbors texting her Santa emojis, but also hate mail from Gerald's crew. When she saw an anonymous group post, "Time for new HOA leadership?" she grinned. Someone else was stirring the eggnog, and Tessa was ready to pour. She texted Maya, "Got your back tomorrow. Bring the garage tea." Tessa wasn't just fighting for trees, she was fighting for fun. Monday's HOA meeting was a Christmas circus. The community center brimmed with residents, scarves dangling, tension thick as fruitcake. Patricia took the podium, her blazer a fortress. "Tonight, we protect our standards," she said, voice wavering. "House number 15's tree demands a $600 fine and removal, plus sanctions for recent disruptions." She showed Maya's tree, hat gleaming, then Tessa's minivan Santa. The crowd buzzed, some clapped, others booed. Maya stood, heart pounding. "I'm not trying to ruin Christmas, I want it to shine. Trees bring us together. I found a loophole, we can vote to amend Section 7.3. She held up her phone, showing a photo from Gerald's backyard, a 7-foot wooden reindeer, unapproved and banned since 2019 storm. "Gerald's got decorations too, why's he above the law?" Gasps erupted. Gerald shot up, red-faced. "That's private property." A woman yelled, "Check it out." Patricia's tablet slipped, her composure cracking. Tessa leaped in, smirking. "And Patricia's garage? Bet it's stuffed with contraband elves." Laughter broke out, but so did shouts. A teen in a hoodie called, "I want lasers." Patricia banged her gavel. "Order." But the room was a zoo, neighbors argued rules, fines, even Gerald's reindeer. Maya felt alive, her tree wasn't just hers anymore, it was a movement. Then Gerald snapped. "That reindeer's old," he roared. "I forgot it was there." "But Maya's tree, it's deliberate." He turned to Patricia, desperate. "I sent you that text about my lights, to distract you from her." The crowd hushed. Patricia's eyes widened. "You sent it?" Gerald nodded, sweating. "I wanted you focused on the real problem." Maya saw her shot. "And my tip about Gerald, who sent that?" She waved her phone. A man in the back, quiet, 60s, plaid shirt, stood. "Me. I'm Ed, number 16. I saw Gerald's reindeer last year, thought it was time for truth." Whispers turned to chaos, some cheered Ed, others jeered Gerald. Patricia stammered, "This is irrelevant." But doubt spread. Had she ignored Gerald's violations? Tessa tossed in, "Maybe we vote Patricia out too?" The room roared, chairs scraped, phones filmed. The meeting imploded, no vote, just noise. Maya walked home, her tree sparkling. Gerald's confession and Ed's reveal saved her fine, for now, but she felt uneasy. Ed's tip tied one bough, but his words, "Time for truth," hinted at more. She kept her tree up, lights blazing. Patricia cancelled fines Tuesday, resigning with a vague, personal reasons, email. Gerald went silent, his group posts gone. Tessa planned a tree lighting party, inviting all. Cedar Grove buzzed with new life, trees popped up on 3 lawns, lights flickered in colors. Ed started a Reform HOA group, gaining steam. But Wednesday, Maya found a new anonymous note under her door, "Nice tree. Watch number 17 next." Number 17, Tessa's house. Her stomach dropped. Was peace a lie? At Tessa's, she saw the same note, word for word. They swapped looks, Christmas was saved, but who was still playing games?